So you're more and we're humble. All right. But I've lived in 2 small towns in my life that I can think of. Is that right? We've lived in Eastland and lived in Olney, which are just about the same size. The only difference is Eastland had a few more things because it was a county seat, but about the same size. And when I live in these 2 towns, when I've lived, my experience of living in Eastland and Olney, being a preacher and living in Eastland, being a lawyer, is you run across a lot of different kinds of people. And so maybe you're in a job where you do that. I think just living in a small town, you run across a lot of different kinds of people that maybe if you live in a bigger place, you're not as exposed to just the diversity of people having different backgrounds and different socioeconomic status and all those different things. But I've always encountered a lot of people in small towns, and they would say, it shouldn't say a lot. I wrote down a lot, but maybe it's not a lot, of people who'll come up to me. And I'm here loving Olney, singing its praises, wanting to be on the Chamber of Commerce. How can we make this place awesome? How can we make it better? How can we enjoy what we have? And then you run across somebody that says, well, I hate Olney. And you know what I say to those people? Nobody's making you stay here. Why don't you leave? I hate Olney. I hate Olney. I hate Eastland. They would say that. And I would think, you know what? I was always to say this about every time. You and me are having completely different experiences here. Or maybe we're perceiving our experiences. We're living in the same small place. I mean, Olney is about 1 mile, and maybe 1.5 miles from one end to the other. It's not very big. But we're all living here, and we're all experiencing, the same places, the same dollar store, the same Allsup's burritos, going to Stewart's, and we're all experiencing the same sorts of things. Right? But some people are having a terrible experience because they're making bad choices. They're hanging out with people. You lay down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. They're living in a way that's not advisable. There are different circumstances in their life, and I guess sometimes it's just easy to blame the town. There's nothing to do here. There's too many drugs here. There's too much crime here, and all these people would say about different sorts of things. But we all have different perspectives, don't we? We all have different perspectives on what is happening. Now, we're going to look today, if you'll turn in your Bibles, to John chapter 11. I want us to look at a passage here that's very familiar to us, so I don't even know. There's lots of sermons you've heard on Lazarus being raised from the dead. I don't know that I'll hit every single insight that you've ever